Hi everybody, Laura here from My Favorite Things. Thank you so much for joining me today. I've got a springy floral project to share with you using products from the latest March release with My Favorite Things. I'm going to start with the new Floral Whimsy stamp set, and I use several, almost all but not all, but several of these floral and foliage images. I'm stamping them in a black Copic friendly ink onto some white cardstock. I'm actually using Hammermill. Been on a kick lately. It's cheap, it's white, it works great with Copics, works beautiful with ink blending. And so I stamped 2 panels because I wasn't sure how many images I would need, and I wasn't sure if I would mess any up when I color. You know, it's always nice to have a few extras. And so here I go with the coloring. Coloring's not really my forte, but you know, every once and again I like to pull out the old Copic. I've got my marker caps there. I did speed this up. I'm not sure, do you like to watch me color? Because if I watch me color, a little smidge, little dab will do, but a little much is like bore me to tears. Okay, so I tried to do a few different shades of green just to keep it spicy. So the first was kind of the yellow green, and now this is like the green, and then this is another shade of green, a little bit more on the olivey side, if I do say so. So just working my way through the greens, and then of course I'll add a little color here when I can. This one here looked like a heart to me, although I know there's probably not a heart flower, and it actually might be a leaf. I'm not even sure. At this point, you kind of branch off and you go with the gut. So I did here a little orange. Yeah, I'm not really sure. I think these are kind of doodles anyway. Hey, you know what? There's no floral police out there. Anything you want to do, you do it. Do whatever tickles your floral loving fancy. Your floral whimsy fancy. That's what I say. Okay, so now we got to add a little purple, because we're working our way through the floral whimsy rainbow. Yes, we are. And then I'm taking some of this Easy C tape. A lot of times I use Post-it tape to adhere the coordinating dynamics to cut all these little images out. I like to use a retractable needle tool to gently remove, pop out any innards. I did both panels here, and so we got a lot to choose from. We can do a lot of things. And you know what I say, have a leaf, make a wreath. So we might be making a wreath today, but I wanted to cut out the Y-O-U. So I just put a piece of white cardstock that fit right over the Y-O and U in this Essential Alphabet Dynamics die set. And I cut those 3 letters out of white cardstock. And then I wanted an oval frame to kind of draw the eye into the sentiment and make a bit of a shape for a wreath. So I took some aqua cardstock, die cut an oval in it, popped it up on a cream card base. Now to make sure that my Y-O and U is straight, I use the grid mat to line up the letters, make sure they're spaced, straight, hold it down with that Easy C tape, flip it over, put little microscopic slivers of foam tape. Because dimension is life. If you didn't want to bother, you could stack up a few letters. You could glue them flat down on your card base. Do whatever tickles your fancy. But don't you love the white on cream? It's very springy. Okay, I'm going to add an additional sentiment. You could do sending you sunshine, sending you smiles, a lot of different things. This is the Sending Sunshine and Rainbows stamp set. I'm going to stamp that sending and sunshine above and below with some black ink. You could also emboss it. I thought about embossing it in white on black, but I want to keep it real simple. Okay, now we're just going to start adhering the leaves and the blooms right around that oval frame. And I don't really have a plan. I'm going to try to go symmetrical. So whatever I do on one side, I'm going to do on the other side. You can do a lot of different looks right here. I'm going to fill in the whole entire oval, but if you wanted to just add a little bit on one side, a little bit on the other side, like not fully, you know, like a swag on the bottom left and a swag on the top right, you know, swag it. Or you could completely encircle it like what I'm doing here. You can do as little or as much. You know what I mean? Go hard or go home, or keep it very simplistic. You do you. Okay, I'm popping up a couple blooms, just filling in all the nooks and crannies. Like I say, you could go hard or go home, or you could keep it simple. But once you do what you do, you gotta zhuzh it. Zhuzh it right here. I've got a retractable needle tool, getting under there and zhuzhing all the little pieces to the high heavens. Now, I know this is going to get flattened out when you put it in an envelope, but I feel like the zhuzh is for me. It's like that extra little lift of air that just, I don't know what it does, but it does something to me. It's great for photography. I added a few sparkling clear sequins here and there tucked in for a little blingity love. I'm sending you sunshine today wrapped up in some floral whimsy hugs. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for joining me. Have a wonderful day, and I will see you next time.